Hey girls, it's Missy Bryan. I am a senior director in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I was top 10 in sales for 2016. So I'm here to share some of my top tips with you and hope they are helpful. So I'm going to share a couple tips of things that you can do before, during, and after your trunk show to really just rock some great sales. Okay, so first of all, we know that one of the hugest things that we need to do with our trunk shows is hostess coaching, right? We've worked hard to book that show. Now we need to make the most of it. So it is such an important part to make sure that you are really partnering with your hostess. You guys are going to be a team the night of the trunk show. So you're definitely going to do that 2-call system. And in addition, just really your goal is that when you arrive at her house the day of the trunk show, that you are like her new BFF. You are hugging her, you are excited, and you guys, like I said, are just going to be a great team that night. So one of the things that I love to do in my hostess packet is I actually include a little card that describes little hostess challenge. How good does it feel when you start a trunk show, and for your hostess too, when you already have a couple orders on that show? So I like to do a little challenge that if she collects 3 outside orders before her trunk show, then I'll treat her to a pair of sparkly studs or a poof or something, a little wishing bracelet, just a little something. And then, of course, you know you're going to be talking to her about being a stylist too. I also love to really spread the word in a lot of different ways because, again, you want as many girls as you can get at that trunk show. So I make sure, in addition to the Evite, I arm my hostess with printed invitations that she can hand out. It has the trunk show link on it, so if girls can't make it, they can shop. And I also love to send what our team calls the wine is chilling email the day of the trunk show because it always gets a couple more girls to attend, and that's where you're going to get sales, when you actually have girls in person that you get to style, right? So another really silly kind of little tip is encourage your hostess to wear something with a simple neckline, a simple shirt, because you want her to be your model. You want her trying on tons of things, having a blast with her guests, kind of showing them the way that a trunk show is all about that girl time and just about shopping together. So make sure that she wears something simple so that everything she puts on looks great and all of her guests are kind of just drooling over whatever it is that she is wearing. Okay, now during the trunk show. For me, a trunk show, I don't think about going into trunk shows like, I'm going to sell a lot of jewelry. I think I'm going to connect with a lot of girls and I'm there to make friends. So I really just kind of focus on the fun, and I want girls just feeling good, having a great time, meeting each other, reconnecting with old friends, just having a blast. So I also wear a simple outfit. This is actually what I just wore to my trunk show today, because I also find that the more I change my jewelry throughout the night, the more girls are really interacting with the jewels. And once they put it on, they're falling in love with it. So as soon as somebody says, I love your necklace, I take it off, I put it on them. I want all the girls at the trunk show just wearing the jewels, having a lot of fun, seeing how it looks on different necklines and different colors, because again, they're gonna be like, oh gosh, I think that I need that too. During the trunk show, I also love to take lots of photos. So it is amazing how at the end of the night, when I look at my camera roll, I'll look and I'll see that guests who have taken pictures of them in a piece, that is what they end up buying. I think it makes them feel good, that I want to take a picture of how it looks on their outfit, and they just really fall in love with that style. I also love to take a picture of the whole trunk show, okay? Because I want to show girls how much fun it is. And also, it's amazing how if you say to the group, okay, everybody grab a piece of Stella & Dot, we're going to take a fun group pic. All of a sudden you see girls who are grabbing something that's a little bit out of their comfort zone, trying it on, and all of a sudden, again, once they have their jewelry on, people are going to be complimenting them. They're going to be feeling good. We say we don't just sell jewels, we sell a little bit of confidence, and that's what it is once we can get something on them. Okay, now I told you that I partner with my hostess. While I'm setting up at the trunk show display, I also want to arm my hostess with ways to style the guests, because she knows her friends. She knows what they're going to like. She knows what maybe is a little out of their comfort zone, but that if she suggests it to them, that they're going to be really influenced and love what she suggests. So I will definitely arm my hostess with, I'll show her during setup how to style the Zoe, how to do the Sutton, all those versatility pieces. Okay, I also love when, hopefully you all are using Dottie. I love Dottie. So on my phone, as girls are coming, I'll get their info in, And then as I really just tell them, when you love something, just hold it up or come over to me. I can just keep a running list of everything that you love. I love to help them build a huge wish list, because then at checkout, we figure out what we're gonna get, but I have a list of things that girls love, so that it's a great excuse for me to reach out to them later on to, help them to build their jewelry wardrobe, to give them info if something goes on sale. So it's just great to really build that wish list and really get to know what their style is and to be able to suggest some other pieces. In my group hello, I always draw attention to the engravables and the charm necklaces too. First of all, those orders, they can add up really quickly, and chances are when somebody gets one engravable, they're gonna want one in another colorway, they're gonna want, one in a different design, but there's something to really take some time and really show girls how you can not only, it's that piece that's just your everyday, every way piece, but it's also a great gift. And you want to be planting those seeds about gifts that they can get for themselves, that they can build for other people as well. And at checkout, we've heard this before, but it totally works. When you're checking somebody out at, with Dottie, and you say, yay, you qualified for these special pieces at half off, hand them your phone and say, which ones are you eyeing up? Which ones do you love? Hand them the phone, because they literally will scroll through them. And it happened today. Girls literally were like, that one. And if I hadn't asked, they wouldn't have told me, and I wouldn't have had that incremental sale at checkout. Okay, the last thing that you can do at a trunk show too is, that the day of the trunk show, there's always cancellations. There's always gonna be girls that can't make it at the last minute, and we want to make sure to share the style with them. So again, I'm partnering with my hostess, and I'm gonna say to her, who couldn't make it, or who last minute canceled. Throughout the trunk show, look at everything, her best. Pick out some pieces that you think that you'll love. And then what I love to do is have the hostess put them on. I'll snap a pic of her and I'll text it to the girl who couldn't make it. Therefore, I have a way to follow up with her. And how special would she feel that the hostess gave her a personal suggestion of something that she thinks she loved? Okay, so now after the trunk show, there is a huge opportunity still to grab some great sales after the trunk show. So remember I talked about that group pic and those individual pics? Well, I love to send a personal thank you to the entire group, and I include those pictures. So it shows them how much fun we've had, and it also is a kind of a great point of reference, because probably some of those girls that couldn't make it, they know those other guests at the trunk show. So they can see them rocking some styles and see what they might want that they see on somebody else. I also love to friend everybody that I can that was at the trunk show on Facebook, because we do not want to be a one-night stand at Stella & Dot. We want to continue to build that relationship, and we want girls to think of us as their personal stylist, as their go-to person that they're going to reach out to when they need a special gift or when they need that style fix for themselves. The other thing is, when you kind of build that relationship and get to know them and get to see what their life is like with their pictures on Facebook, it also is very authentic and very easy and comfortable to reach out when we do have something like a flash sale, or when there's pieces that are retired that are on their wish list that you got at the trunk show. Or if ever when the new line comes out, it's very easy for you to reach out to them and say, hey, I totally thought of you when, these fun chandelier earrings come out. I know you love big, colorful earrings. I totally thought of you. And girls feel so special when you reach out, you remember their style, you remember things on their wish list, and just that you remember them. So I hope those tips are helpful, but really, I really think it's just about making those relationships and getting to know girls, and just connecting before, after, and during the trunk show with your hostess too. So thanks, girls.